Everyone, welcome back to my channel. Queen Osset here. Today I am going to do a walkthrough of a deck that I received, but let me give you some background information. um you know that I am very much outspoken about representation or lack thereof within the tarot, cartomancy, divinatory, spiritual community. I'm very much outspoken about misrepresentation across the board. Um, but we're going to bring the focus back to tarot. So, you know that I have no problem whatsoever calling out a deck if I feel that I am inappropriately represented or not represented at all, but put under a different heading, as opposed to, when they say that a deck is diverse and 1 out of 78, 80 cards, whatever, is a person who is not of the general populace within the card deck. So, there's a tendency to say that we don't know. I didn't know, or the information is not available. So, this particular deck, I was not going to back it. One card, I had only seen one card that stood out in with some other cards, but there was this one representation, and I was like, really? Once again, this is how we're represented. You know, it's bad enough that our popular culture sees us as that. And I understand the meaning. Of course, we all do understand the meaning of this card. But that is a reality. And this is how we are seen and perceived. We are seen as oppressed. Quote unquote, oppressed by a system. But systems do not come into place by themselves. Okay? This is a result of Barbecue Becky and Peppermint Patty feeling quote unquote threatened, disturbed, not being able to enact or use their privilege. I watched an interview with Toni Morrison where the interviewer asked her that if she was ever going to write a book that had white people in it. And Toni Morrison said she has done so, but why should I? Why should I? That's not my experience, But it was Toni Morrison told the interviewer, see, just by you asking is you implementing your sense of privilege, feeling that you are entitled to be included in what I write. Okay. So when we're not seen like that, then my faith is ridiculed and made derogatory and dishonored by being portrayed like this. Now, the general consensus may say, oh, that's just a trickster. But for us, many of us who have a background in ATR, we know exactly who this is and what it represents. So my faith, my spirituality, my lineage, my blood is ridiculed like this for one's entertainment. But sometimes there's a saving grace. And if you search and you dig hard enough, you might actually find some information out there that will give you a bit of truth and enlightenment. Yes? We are educated. We are in science and mathematics. We have been in literature and music. We have made a difference since time immemorial. And yet, we go unrecognized, unheard, unacknowledged. We are encouraged to be silent. We are told, oh, let's see, it's just archetypes. It doesn't really mean anything. You know, we don't have the information. We don't have access to those cultures. We're not interested. You know, that's not the market that we're selling to. And yet, there are many of us who will spend our money looking for ourselves. And I know several months ago when I spoke on not needing to see myself in a deck to be acknowledged and validated, it is true. But when I do, as when I saw myself in the Modern Witches Tarot deck, it means for once you understand that I exist and that you understand that I am part of your life. So, there is currently a discussion going on about ancient Egyptians. But you know, unfortunately, Hollywood doesn't take you far back enough to acknowledge and understand the true history of ancient Kemet. But that's not what this video is about. So, I will put a link to these cards because I'm not here to discuss this. I just wanted you to see that there are things on offer. And these aren't just flashcards. They're filled with a wealth of information on the back. What you don't know, you can find out. It exists. It just takes a desire to learn. Sometimes, every once in a while, you know, a deck comes along. You all familiar with this. And we are represented. Not a lot, but we show up. We have a place. And we are actually real people. This is not a fabrication, you know? How many people know that this woman was the first African American pilot? Not many. And of course, we all know about LeBaker. Okay. So come back because I have a couple copies of this deck. And I'm going to be doing a giveaway at some point. So, the deck that you are here to see and for us to take a look at is the Relative Tarot. And initially I was not going to back this deck. And I was not going to back this deck because one of the first images I saw was that. And I said, once again, this is how we are seen, we are portrayed. You know, a half-naked young man, what is he, a hobo, is in a field or something. You know, heaven forbid we should actually be seen, oh, I don't know, fully clothed and behind a microscope or, you know, teaching a class or something. No, this is how we have to be portrayed. And I publicly stated that I was not going to back this deck. Publicly. But then I went to Carrie Parris's website because I was interested in her charm casting class. And I poked around. And this Kickstarter was weighing on my mind. And I looked at some of the images. And I was very, very impressed with the amount of information that she had managed to gather to put this deck together. So, It's called the Relative Tarot, as you can see. I'll move this deck out of the way. Come back here, you. And it looks like that. It comes with two decks, a tarot deck and a spirit oracle. I mean, when I open the box, when I receive this deck and I open the box, the first cards right then and there, I was like, oh my goodness. For those of you where this is just not of importance or not a struggle, you cannot understand what it means to be seen. And even though these are just cards and will probably sit on many of our shelves, they're also time capsules. They're also representative of our society. This, for those who will come after us, this is how they will see our history. And many of the books that are written do not include many of us. And with the world becoming more blended, even though there's certain people who are fighting against that, you're going to want your great-grandchildren, your great-great-grandchildren, your great-grand-nieces, whatever, those that you who will come after you, to be able to understand their place in history, their place in your lineage, their place in this life. So, this deck was produced by Carrie Parris, and I'm going to put a link to her website below. Kickstarter project, funded fantastically. This woman, when I say she walked with us on every step of this journey, she let us know when there were issues with the printing. She let us know catching up. I mean, everything. This is one campaign. Like, oh my gosh, I got so much information. I just felt really at ease with investing my money. It comes with, as I said, the two decks. It comes with, let me see if I can move this, a spread cloth. And it comes with a 5-week course. 5 weeks. And the course is going to be taught by herself, Carrie Parris, Mary Kay, and James, oh dear, I always want to say Wanless, and it's not Wanless. Okay, forgive me. Hold on. Course, James Wells, creator of the Voyager Tarot. And this class, this course, oh, wow, it's going to help you reconnect to, by understanding your constellation, your birth cards, figuring out your blueprint. I mean, seriously, talk about getting a bang for your buck. Like, wow. Anyway, let's take a look at the cards, shall we? Okay. So, the box. This, I mean, it's gorgeous, deep coffee. I'm going to sound like a New Yorker. Deep coffee color. Yes, that sepia-rich vintage look. I mean, I'm digging the box. And it says on the back, the unique aim of the Relative Tarot is to help you discover your true potential by connecting with your beloved ancestors. This spirited set includes a tarot deck that's rich in vintage photographs overlaid with familiar tarot imagery, as well as an additional spirit card oracle that offers wisdom from the spirit realm and instructions on how to navigate life's lessons by calculating your tarot blueprint, birth, and annual cards. And so that's what the back of the box looks like. I'm going to bring you guys down a little closer so we can take a closer look at the deck. So now you get to watch me take these cards out. I'm going to have to do something to make the string a little bit longer so I can have some ease in pulling the decks out of the box. All right, and then we have the Oracle. I mean, wow. That's the Oracle, that's a Tarot deck, and, he goes back in there. It comes with a little white book, but later on we're supposed to get a PDF with an explanation of the imagery. Tom Benjamin did a walkthrough, and he mentioned something about a Facebook page, and I'm thinking, I'm not sure if people had donated photographs or to help create this deck. I don't know. But in the link below, I'm going to put a link. In the box below, I'm going to put a link to a YouTube channel that speaks on, and it shows you black people, my people, during the Victorian era. And you will see them in a light that isn't often seen, unfortunately, by many. For many of us, we didn't have photographs. Our family history was wiped away. We had to rebuild our lives. But in spite of it, we do exist. So, without further ado, hold on. Oh, I'm going to bring you guys down. Hold on. Is that good? Dr. Tarot. How about I put you on pause and adjust the camera so you're not watching me fumble. Okay, I'm back. No more fumbling around. So let's get started. Wow, look at that. That looks like a delicious chocolate bar, yeah? It comes edged, so you don't even have to edge it. This is the back. Very old Victorian. I don't know. Interesting. I do like the backs, actually. All right. My Magician. Let's see, do I need to move this over? Nope. I'm not going to do a lot of talking. I am looking at these cards upside down. I have not looked through this deck at all, so I'm going to be just as surprised. Oh, you have a choice between two lovers. Let me take a look at this. Let me see. Oh, I have 3 lovers cards. Okay. Let's see here. 3 lovers. Too much glare on that side. Okay, 3 lovers cards. Chariot. Justice is number 8, as opposed to, as I said, this is the first time, so I can switch it out. Justice and Strength. I can switch that. I like that. 2 Justice cards, or rather 2 8 cards. Hermit. 2 Wheel of Fortunes. Wow. justice and strength again, so I can make the switch for what I wanted. My hangman. Two death cards. Let's see, I have that one and I have this one. I think I like that one. Temperance. Devil. The Tower. Let's see. Does she have anything about the Tower? That looks familiar. That piece of architecture really does look familiar. Let's see. Nope, not much in the guidebook. I'll wait for the PDF to come in. Okay. The star. The moon. Two moon cards. Sun. Judgment. The universe or the world, whichever one. Let me take a look and see. Fool. So we had, there's a Fool, and these numbers at the bottom of the cards, those would be your numbers that will be calculated. She does mention this book. Can I get it there? Who are you? I'll take a photo. Okay. I think it's going to be a lot of fun working with this deck. The cardstock is incredible. As of right now, of this recording, it was not available for sale outside of the Kickstarter, but from what I understand, someone had posted in Tom Benjamin's video that they had spoken with Carrie and it was going to be made available to the public. So this might be a deck if you love vintage and history. We all know who that is, do we not? She kept to the Rider-Waite system for a lot of the imagery. Oh, look at that Three of Swords. It really is all in the mind, is it not? Yeah. Okay. Maybe I'll come back in a few months and tell you how I did with this deck, because I'm going to be taking that course for sure. Queen. That speaks to my dancer's soul because, I am a belly dancer, so yes. Knight and page. Okay, now we're on to cups. Ace, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, let me see. I was looking at the monitor. I have two of cups. Oh, I'm digging that. Two of cups. I have 3 of cups. Hmm. 4 of cups. 5 of cups. 7, 8. The collaging aspect does work with this deck, I have to admit it. Whoa. Okay. 10 of cups. 10 of cups. Okay. And here's an extra card. Wish card. Yeah, so that's the tarot deck. Wow. Um, what a way to begin 2020 for me. I like it. I like it. I do. Okay, so let's take a look at this Spirit Oracle now. The Academic. You see the difference between that and that? Which card do you think I'm going to show my son, my grandchildren? Which card do you think I'm going to show my clients who are young men coming to me, or young mothers coming to me, or anyone? Which card do you think I am more apt to work with and show? I'm going to blow this up a little bit. Okay, there we go. Union. Higgins. Looking rather dapper there. Entertainment. Does anyone play an accordion anymore? Exploration. I'd love to know who some of these people are. Forget-me-nots. The Age of Romance. Guardian. Vitality. Humor. Reputation. Inheritance. Kindred. When I received this deck, two of my customers were in the store, and we just quickly glanced through this particular deck, the spirit deck, and they were like, oh my gosh, my mom, my aunties, my grandma, we have photos like this in our house. I mean, they just felt that instant connection to that. You know, many times when we talk about doing ancestor work or past life work and all of that, it's ethereal, it's Mobius, it's almost untouchable for many. My God, that was the card. That, I mean, and to be able to make an actual, I don't know, a more tangible connection to our ancestors, to those on the other side of the veil, to our lineage, to those who have come before us, it makes it more, I like my snake charmer, I think it makes it more grounding. It makes it a possibility. You see, when we talk about working with our ancestors, I think that we always speak so blithely about our ancestors because many of us, unfortunately, do not have that connection. You know, Hollywood says that it should be, you know, a physical manifestation on some realm. And for many people, it doesn't work that way. For me, work with my ancestors is, when I say work with, they work with me. They are invited into my life. They are part of my life. And one of the things that many of us who are on this side don't understand is that not everyone who is on the other side is an ancestor. You know, that ancestor energy is one that you can tap into for information. It's that guiding force. Not everyone is a benevolent ancestor, number two. And number three, they're not always going to manifest themselves to you in a physical realm, but that doesn't mean that they should go unacknowledged. And one of the things that you can hope for when you leave this plane is that you're not forgotten. that you become an ancestor, that someone pays homage to you. This is why we do the work that we do. We work on healing our own ties, our own contracts, our own karma, if you want to call it that, so that when we leave this plane, and one day we all will at some point, hopefully we'll make it to the other side having left something good on this side. Okay. Now, that is the end of the walkthrough of the Relative Tarot. Oh my gosh, I am yes, I'm impressed. I am impressed. You know, I could complain, but I'm not going to. It's close. It's workable, I think. I'm going to sit with it over the next couple of months. Definitely when I do this 5-week course, I'm really excited about that. 2 books were mentioned. Hold on, I'm going to move the camera again. As I was saying, 2 books were mentioned. Did I show you the spread cloth? Let me do that real quick. So the spread cloth is like that, and this in here, this trellis, is supposed to be our DNA. You know, has cherubs, cherubic, whatever those are. Yes. Anyway, 2 books that I mentioned are this one. I just happen to have these books on my bookshelf. And that one. So, guys, you know I'm a bibliophile. Get these books. Hopefully, when the decks become available to the public, you will get your own. I'd be interested to see anyone who's worked with this, who's going to be in the class with me. I'm looking forward to, as I said, taking care or taking this class. I'm just so excited. It's early in the morning when I'm recording this. 10 minutes till 5. I will be back with another deck walkthrough. I have a couple here. I do want to discuss this deck. And I do want to talk about this deck as well. Divine Muses. But I hope you guys enjoyed this walkthrough. Let me know what you think. Go to that YouTube channel. I will definitely be posting that in the link below. Go to that and have your mind blown. And come back and let me know what you think. With that, I am complete. Have a beautiful day, and we'll chat later.